I'm live now, girls. This is all happening live. And we will see if anybody's impromptu hanging around in the chat. Gotta go to my channel. Kate wants to say hi, apparently. Hello. And I gotta turn the volume way down, but I am in the chat. Hi, all. And Perry Comics jumping in the chat. Discovery Bay, his honor, the Honorable Discovery Bay in the chat. Hey, yo, Alec is in the chat. I'm going to let a few people jump in here. I got a cool book today, guys, from Andrew Collects on Instagram. He gave me a great deal on another one of those Marvel graphic novel Doom books that this is the other one I've been looking for. It's definitely lived a life. The spine, on these square bound books, the spine takes a real beating, but it's a beautiful book. He even pressed it for me. Can you believe? Awesome. Absolutely cool. Cool dude. He knew I was looking for it, and he hooked me up. So that was really cool. Good deal on the price, on the shipping, on the pressing, the whole deal. And hello, JP is in here as well. So this is a contest video entry for I almost said Discovery Bay, for Bear Island Comics. I remember Bay versus Island. This is for Bear Island Comics, and he is doing a very I like to say I usually make videos either because I really want a prize, or in this case because the idea for the contest is so original and different that I was like, I want to do this. Aggressively relaxing. Hello, how are you doing? Alec is usually going to tease me that I didn't do a contest video for his contest, and he didn't make one for me either. So we're kind of like even on that, I like to think. But we both have a feeling that like, is it okay to like make a video or enter a contest if you're the wrench on that channel? We always have that question. Anyway, so Bear Island has this idea built out of Game of Thrones. And he and I, big fans of that universe, big fans of the books. And in the books, there is these knights known as the KingsGuard. And there are usually 7 of them at a time. And they are protectors of the king and, sort of the highest level of knights in Westeros, the 7 kingdoms. So he decided, would it be fun if people could name the 7 knights who would make up your own personal KingsGuard? And of course, King Johnfrey loves this idea. I am 100% in on this idea. Sorry, I got a little something in my throat. It won't seem to go away. So I am in. I love this idea. So what I did was my list of 7 is going to be twofold. Number 1, I chose my 7 favorite Kings or Queensguard knights from both the show or the books Game of Thrones. So I have those 7 characters picked here. I'm sorry if it's a spoiler for anybody that some of these characters become a knight. Sorry. But instead, hopefully you can enjoy. So I picked those 7 characters. Then, on top of that, I picked a YouTube channel to match each one. So what you're going to get from me is my top 7, and I'm going to try to like hide it off to the side here. My top 7, you're going to get a YouTube channel, and then on the other side next to it, you'll get the corresponding knight that I am going to basically say they are, I don't want to say kindred spirit, but they are standing in for in this YouTube community. That's the way to do it. Now, I will say there are only a handful of knights that I know well enough from the books to pick. I'm not going to go back and pick a knight who's not in any of the books, but everybody talks about, like Arthur Dane, the Sword in the Morning. He's an amazing knight from what I hear, but you don't really ever see him in the books. So I tried to pick knights, characters that I felt like I knew really, really well. Yes, Alec, you are on this list. You're number 1, and you're about to go. It's about to happen right now. So I like to think that I picked a little like cross section of YouTube. So hopefully I got a little bit of everything. Of course, I could only pick 7. So I'm sorry if there's people that feel like, oh, why didn't you pick me? I'm sorry. I could only pick 7. And so I tried to make it as closely as I could. So I picked for Alec, number 1, great beard, great surly attitude, he has to be, the Hound. So you are Sandor Clegane, the Hound of Westeros. That is Alec White Whale Comics, and smarmy, funny, dry humor, always there in a pinch, and a great beard. Absolutely great beard. So you are the Hound. That is who you get, Alec. He is the number one, of course, on my list. Do you have a Lord Commander? Well, my number one. He's the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. Not the Night's Watch. Of the King's Guard. The Lord Commander of the King's Guard. All right. So that was my number one, White Whale Comics. Grabbing maybe the best choices, JP. And I love chicken. There you go. Yeah, he does seem to eat a lot right off the bone there. I will say, I'm hoping not to offend anybody by the night that I connect them to, but you really would have to know the show or whatever to really know who these are. So now I've got number 2 on my list. Jeffrey Comic-Con, you are Podrick Payne. Podrick becomes a knight at the end. He is a knight. So Podrick, he's a squire. He works his way up. He earns his spot. He is incredibly loyal, hardworking, and an awesome guy. So Podrick Payne is Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson. He's my number 2 on the list. Has to be, yes. I got a newsstand shirt from C. Wood. I'm not quite sure what the date is supposed to mean because that says 1986 7530. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. 8675309. That's Jenny. 8675309. The Seawood 19. Now I got it. It just took me a second to actually get that. Podrick does rule, and I think Jeffrey rules. So hopefully he's okay. He is Pod. It's perfect, right? That was my thinking on that one. Let's see. Anybody else jump in the chat here? Nope. Looks like my same loyal crew. Look at all these Kings. I saw Chris Sherrick. I didn't say anything to you. So thank you for coming by. We're just having a good time here. This is part of Bear Island Comics contest, and I'm really just doing this for the giggles of it. He's got a great channel, though. His channel is linked down below. I linked the contest video that he has where you can enter the contest. And I think he allows for a comment, so you can just leave a comment and enter. He only has 200 subscribers. He deserves way, way more. Just a really friendly guy doing really fun things. So you should definitely check it out. Great pick. I didn't see. Oh, sorry. He's probably talking about Jeffrey Comic-Con. So now we move on to number 3 on my list is the great legend as Barristan Selmy. Yes, this is the real head of the King's Guard when the story Game of Thrones first starts in the books. Barristan Selmy is the knowledgeable knight who ends up being banished by Joffrey, sent across, and he runs across to Essos and joins up becoming part of the Queen's Guard for Daenerys. Barristan Selmy is the knowledgeable, wise, sort of wizened knight of the order and definitely fits the great legend in my mind. And who doesn't want the great legend on their Knight's Guard, right? King's Guard, sorry. Still got to get my King's Guard list together, says JP. Sorry, I really do have something in my throat. So yes, the great legend as Barristan Selmy, who is probably one of my all-time favorite knights in any of the Game of Thrones stories. I love Sir Barristan Selmy, and he was pretty good on the show, but in the books, he's just epic, absolutely cool. There's a couple of fight sequences with him that are absolutely amazing. All right, this next one is a bit of a joke. Well, but aren't they all? I guess you could say they all are. Not because of his temperament, but I'm picking Bueller as the Mountain because he's freaking huge. Bueller gets to be the Mountain, which is Gregor Clegane, the brother of the Hound, Sandor Clegane. Because Bueller is a giant, it's apt that he would be the Mountain. I'm not saying that he's the same temperament, certainly as the Mountain is not as gentle as Bueller. But for me, it seemed to fit size-wise. He is freaking huge. He is a Goliath. He is an absolute Goliath. I'm sorry, some of these are erasing. I'm going to rewrite them. Dry erase. Yeah, what are you going to do? The life of a dry erase pen. Bueller and I are brothers. Yeah, exactly. So if you guys haven't done one of these, you can check out Bear Island Comics. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, it'll be right up your alley. He doesn't care. If you want to do 7 comic book characters, if you want to mix real life people and comic book characters, if you want to do, you pick how you want to do this. It was a very creative idea using a Game of Thrones and this idea of picking champions. And as a king, I approve of this plan. So next, in the world of all these male knights, who would be Brienne of Tarth? Cat Wren figures, of course. Cat Wren, you are the Brienne of Tarth and would be the Brienne in my KingsGuard. Cat Wren figures is an awesome lady, and she could have Mark. You know, Mark could be her little squire, right? As long as she feeds him, he would be a great squire. So there's Brienne as Cat Wren figures. She is absolutely the one to pick on that front. You have to have one lady in here, and Cat Wren is the lady boss of this comic book community. Actually, just a boss on any level. So you got that as well. All right, some of these are erasing, so I'm just rewriting them. Sorry about that. I know all of you are basically waiting who gets to be Jaime Lannister. I'm a big Jaime Lannister fan, but I know that people are like, well, he's sleeping with his sister, and that's just gross. That's not why I'm picking anybody. You're not Jaime Lannister because you're sleeping with your sister or anything. Don't worry about that. John, you screwed up. You should have only 9.6s in the background when you're doing a Bear Island video. I don't have enough 9.6s to pull that off. I only have 11 slabs in my house. So, you know, I'm just glad to have any books protected. But yes, he has nice stuff. All right, 2 nights left. Let me change my little design here. Got the top 5, although they're not really ranked like, you know, who's better than who. It's not like that. It was just in the order that I was thinking, and I was moving things around. All right. So I'll do a quick recap when we get to the end. Next, I had to have TJ the Slab Dragon Watson is Ser Jorah Mormont. Yes, indeed. The loyalist knight who follows with Daenerys all the way across, back and forth across the ocean, sticks by her side. Gotta have a Jorah somewhere on your squad. He is the head of her KingsGuard at different points. Has to be TJ the Slab Dragon Watson. Alec, you're too funny. Alec is screaming, yeah, they're in order. They have to be in order because I'm number 1. Yeah, you're right. I get it. That's fair. It's logic. That's a fair point. So that leaves me with Jaime Lannister. And it was really hard to pick somebody who's like, okay, who's the Jaime Lannister of our community? And there's a lot of good choices. I try to pick up somebody who's got a collection that I'm jealous of, because everybody's jealous of Jaime, especially at the beginning. This is the Jaime I'm thinking of. The one who seems to have deep pockets, out there, making good moves. So I've picked JD Comics as my Jaime Lannister to finish out my KingsGuard. Jaime Lannister, JD. Not meant to be offensive in any way, JD. I love Jaime Lannister. I think he's an awesome character, and really, for me, the highlight of that entire thing. It could have been Reggie. It could have been. It was really neck and neck, JD and Reggie. It was really, really close. Really, 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 really close. I do agree, JP. That was the other pick. I was like, no. I went with JD, my Comic Unlimited buddy. Thought it was going to Reggie too. It was close. It was close. All right, so I'm going to run back through this again for those that have just joined or come a little later. This is for Bear Island Comics. He has a channel that just crossed over 200. He's doing a giveaway, and he thought it'd be fun if you listed who would be your personal 7 knights to protect and carry out your will, the KingsGuard of your channel. So I decided to choose 7 channels and pair them up with 7 great knights or powerful knights from Game of Thrones. And I'll run through my 7 picks. Can I be Tyrion Lannister? Caleb, you can have it, brother. If he had been a knight at some point, you know, right? Tyrion was always the perfect hand to the king. Not necessarily a knight, obviously. Tyrion is freaking awesome. Love Tyrion. All right, so here we go. We have White Whale Comics as Sandor Clegane the Hound. We have Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson as Podrick Payne. The Great Legend as Barristan Selmy. Bueller as the Mountain or Gregor Clegane. Kat Wren as Brienne of Tarth. TJ the Slab Dragon Watson as Jorah Mormont. And JD Comics as Jaime Lannister. Those are my 7 KingsGuard. The link to Bear Island's video is down below. Please give this channel a check out. You might find something you like. So, sorry. Someone's choking my throat. I appreciate you guys coming. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having a great night. Bye. Newsstand.